Shots fired. If Jason Chaffetz is right, then Jeff Sessions should be fired immediately. Jason Chaffetz just went nuts on Judge Jeanine Pirro's show Saturday night and dropped a huge bombshell about Jeff Sessions. This is huge. Look what Jason Chaffetz said about Jeff Sessions. It's a little long, but I guess it's worth the listen.
My opening statement is Congressman Jason Chaffetz, former and now Fox News contributor. All right, Jason. What's the difference?
You're fired up. That's good.
I'm always fired up. You know that. You know what? I'm not just fired up. People of Alabama.
Off.
The people of Alabama are fired up, and I'm telling you, the American people are fired up. Republicans are fired up. They have every reason to be fired up. Mitch McConnell and all Republican majority Senate, and forget about Roy Moore and this other stuff and Big Luther and all that hogwash. The truth is, 200 bills, they can't pass one. You were in Congress. What do they do all day?
I honestly can't tell you, and the number is actually close to 300 now. That the
now
House
I feel
has
bad.
passed out that are sitting in the Senate. Yeah, it's ridiculous. The thing I think that drives me crazy, and I know it does members in Congress and it does the American public, is when they don't vote. I mean, remember the first vote on this health care bill was just a procedural vote.
Right.
It was not on final passage. It was, should we or should we not debate this? And I don't know how Rand Paul and Susan Collins and these others say, well, look, we don't want to debate it and we don't want any amendments to come up. And how John McCain says, no, we shouldn't do that. If you get past that hurdle, then you can offer amendments, then you can vote on those amendments, and if it ultimately fails, it fails. But you don't even get to that point. That's what's disgusting.
Why do they even call themselves Republican if they're not willing to vote on a procedural vote and get a bill out on the floor? I mean, they shouldn't be Republicans. But you know what? Let's talk about tax. Go ahead.
Well, under reconciliation, you only have to get to 50. So you're right. If you can just get Republicans to vote Republican, then you can actually have these debates on the floor of the Senate, the most deliberative body on the face of the planet that doesn't seem to debate anything.
Well, get this. The American people get it now. We are so disgusted.
Yeah.
So disgusted. I mean, these people shouldn't be able to take a check any more than someone who's working in a job anywhere who doesn't produce isn't able to get a check. But you know what? I'm not even going to go into the fact that we're nowhere near the wall. I don't know what's going to happen with tax reform. But you're not there anymore, okay? You don't need these guys anymore. I want to know one thing, and I want to know this for my audience, for the Jeanine audience. I'll call them the Jeanine audience, okay? I'm a prosecutor. I was a judge. I did this for 30 years. I know how to put a case together and all that stuff. Barack Obama and his administration did things that if we did, we'd all be in jail right now. Now the Republicans are in power, and I am not suggesting that party has anything to do with it. But when we see blatant obstruction of justice, like we have seen in the Obama administration, example, when you've got Eric Holder committing perjury and being held in contempt, you were head of government oversight and reform, correct? You guys held him in contempt, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay? Why is he not being charged with a crime?
I can tell you that while I was in Congress and the chairman of the Oversight Committee, I did go over and visit with Attorney General Sessions, and it was one of the most frustrating discussions I had, because whether it was the IRS, Fast and Furious, the email scandal that we went through, I did not see the Attorney General willing to just let Lady Justice administer justice and follow through. I understood maybe the last 6 months of the Obama administration.
I don't have that much time. You spoke with Sessions on IRS Fast and Furious. Did he give you a reason? Did he say he's presenting anything to a grand jury, yes or no?
No, he basically let me know that he wasn't going to pursue
that he's not presenting. Okay,
on the major cases.
Okay, IRS on the major cases. Are we talking about Hillary Clinton? Because I haven't even gotten to her yet. He told
the
you
email scandal with Hillary Clinton. We had
the Clinton
Brian Pagliano. We had the Brian Pagliano. I issued a subpoena to appear before the committee. He said no. He didn't even show up. We issued another subpoena. The U.S. Marshals served it. in my world, and in your court, I guarantee you that a subpoena is not an optional activity. We wanted the Attorney General to prosecute him, and he said no.
Let me see if I understand
issued
you.
a
I have
letter and said,
20
I will
seconds.
not do it.
Okay, he told you he will not do it with Brian Pagliano, that he's not going forward on the Clinton email, Clinton Foundation, IRS, and Eric Holder Fast and Furious. No grand jury, no prosecution. Yes or no? No. He said no.
He did not specifically said he wasn't going to do that. But have you seen anything yet?
No, that's not what I'm asking you. Don't ask me. I'm asking you, Jason.
He told me no, he would not prosecute on Brian Pagliano in the email case. They're still trying to look at the Fast and Furious, and they have done nothing on the IRS case.
Fast and Furious, the statute of limitations is going to run. I got to go. Jason Chaffetz, I'm frustrated. Thank you.
Thanks.
All
sir.
right. Joining me now, conservative commentator and best-selling author, Mark Stein. How are you, Mark?
I was okay until I heard the last couple of minutes of that. It's disgraceful. We have a corrupt Justice Department and a corrupt revenue agency. It was bad enough when they were corrupt in the cause of the ruling party. Now that party has been thrown out of office, and and a new party has taken over that cannot actually clean up the corrupt revenue agency and the corrupt Justice Department, and that's very disturbing.
Mark, I got to tell you, tonight what I heard from Jason Chaffetz, who actually went to Jeff Sessions, our Attorney General, actually spoke to him. What I heard is more than I have heard ever publicly stated on television. And that is very disconcerting. It is. I've never heard anyone go this far and repeat the conversation that he had with our Attorney General. Now, this is a problem. This is a problem worth discussing with the president. Because if our Attorney General is not even willing, and I have a great deal of respect for Jeff Sessions, always did. He's a man of honor and a man of integrity, and I have always taken his side. Although recently I've started to wonder, this is another issue. If you are not willing to impanel a grand jury and look at the very least the Clinton Foundation and the in-your-face blatant pay-to-play, then we have to rethink the Attorney General, especially when this Attorney General backed off, opened Donald Trump's flank, and everybody is now subject to an indictment because Bob Mueller, who's friends with Jim Comey, is looking to indict anyone he can. But anyway, Mark, what do you...
But just to stick with that, Judge, I mean, Hillary Clinton's going around the country with a book called What Happened. What happened is that a significant proportion of the American people in key states decided they didn't like her sense of entitlement, which includes the fact that she is not perceived to be subject to the same rules as everybody else is. There's a basic equality before the law issue in the way America has the capriciousness of a crumbling justice system in which if you're certain people, you can do as this guy Pagliano did and treat subpoenas with contempt and know that no one is going to issue an arrest warrant for you because they know you're Hillary Clinton's pal. It's an equality before the law issue. That's what voters rejected in November, and that's what Alabama voters rejected the other day.
And if you ignore a subpoena, or if, like Hillary Clinton, you destroy iPhones, Blackberries, if you lie to Congress, if you lie to investigators, if you lie to the FBI, if your name is Martha Stewart, you go immediately, do not pass go, you go immediately to prison. This is an in-your-face affront to Lady Justice and the American criminal justice system. And I think that Jeff Sessions, and I'd love to have him on my show, I would love for him to come here and talk to my viewers about what is going on in the justice system and in the Department of Justice. You know, I think it's great with the universities and free speech and all that great stuff. But I worry about this country. I worry about what's going on. I look at Europe and I worry that America is falling apart. We're becoming this global nation where people are not worried about the Constitution. They're not worried about law and order. They're worried about crazy stuff as opposed to what America's foundation is and what we should be doing.
Absolutely, and the foundation of a healthy society is that it's a land of equal law. If you look at the two, I mean, we have a nutty situation where the FBI was investigating both presidential campaigns, but those investigations were not equal. So Hillary gets to testify, it's not under oath, and Comey issues his judgment on it. He actually writes it up before he's even interviewed her. Whereas on the other hand, they're kicking Paul Manafort's door down and searching his wife in her negligee because they think she might have an AK-47 in there. You know, if you're going to go down this route, you've got to treat people equally. And Sessions was put in there partly to clean up
Gotta go,
a
Mark
rotten,
Stein.
stinking,
We're out of
corrupt
time.
Justice Department.
Thank you. Great having you. The liberal left piling on the president for the disaster relief effort in Puerto Rico. But tonight I'll be joined live by Puerto Rico's member of Congress who has a very different take on federal government's response. You're going to want to hear this one. And next, ridiculous protests on the football field. Former NFL star Tony the Goose Siragusa joins me live to talk about it. And then we'll take that same issue to the street. For tonight's Street Justice, a lot on tap as we roll on. Stay with us.
Absolutely. Apparently, Jeff Sessions refuses to prosecute Hillary Clinton's crimes. There you have it. Basically, that's the bottom line. Sessions has been compromised. He's been threatened. There's no way that he's not pursuing this because he's afraid. So it's time for him to step down and let somebody else who's not afraid to take the action. They're letting Mueller run rampant and Hillary's walking scot-free. Disgraceful. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.